Hey, what's going on, guys? Dante Walker here. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the easiest way by far that I have found to consistently pass prop firm challenges, evals. This can be with Top Step, this can be with Apex, this can be with Take Profit Trader, any prop firm out there. And also as well, you don't have to have any daily bias. You don't have to sit around and wait for trades for hours and hours just to ultimately take a loss. And this is not ICT. I tried ICT personally, some ICT concepts, and that didn't really work for me. I found it to be like way too overly complicated. And again, you would just sit around for hours and hours and hours and then wait for, this perfect setup and just to take a loss, and it's really bad for your mind. So for me, this is just again like the easiest way that I have found to actually like consistently pass for a beginner, or if you're just somebody who hasn't seen results. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking this strategy down to you guys step by step. And also, guys, side note, I'm going to be giving away some free Apex evals over on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at Dante Trades. Now, before we get into the strategy, I just want to break this down to you guys here so you can see, the best total profit here, 38%. 30.8%, best day, worst day. And you can kind of see my profit curve, nice trend upward. We had a little bit of a setback day here, but mostly just nice and consistent. And you can see the win rate here is pretty good, quite high, 74%. Average winning trade, average losing trade. Now, this is a little bit off. My average winning trade is really actually about 340 here. If we actually go to the overview here, you can actually see the average winner is about 340 and the average loser is about 237. But it's just the way that Top Step that they calculate the trades here. So that just is what it is. But yeah, you can just see nice and consistent results. And if I just look at the calendar here, you can see I could have did it a little bit faster, but I was just trying to be a little bit more consistent there. But you can see $500, 330, 417. Again, we had the little bit setback day here. 900 came back the next day, 900, and just nice and consistent. And I just show you earlier in the month, I was trading some different strategies here, and I just don't like this as much because ultimately, even though this was like a decent week here, this first 2 weeks or whatever, um, it just ultimately like break even for months and months and months. But the strategy that I'm about to show you here, consistent trading, very easy. You get in, you get out. It works on literally any asset as well. This can be, I like to trade the NQ and the ES, but you can trade gold, you can trade crypto, you can trade anything you want to. Like me personally, I just focus on the ES and the NQ. And now with all that stuff being said, I'm just going to just jump right into the strategy and show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so now you guys can see I'm actually here in TradingView. And the first thing you actually want to do when you go into TradingView, you just want to come to here and type in volume. And we want to bring up the fixed range volume profile. So we bring up the fixed range volume profile. And what you're going to want to do is when you bring up the fixed range volume profile, you want to bring that across from the previous day's normal session. So the normal session or the regular trading hours is New York. So that's from New York trading session 9:30 a.m. EST to 4 p.m. And then you want to make sure as well when you go on TradingView, you want to put your time zone in New York here. So my time zone is New York. So you want to make sure that you are in New York so that you just you're not getting confused and stuff like that. And you want to just go into here and you want to draw this from 9:30 here. So let's go to 9:30. You can see here we're drawing that at 9:30. And then we're going to draw that from 9:30 to 4. And for fellow Americans out there, that's going to be 16. So 4 p.m. is 16. So you can see there, we drew that from 9:30 to 4. And make sure you do this on the 1 minute time frame as well, because if you do it on a higher time frame, the way that TradingView does the calculation, it just will not be too accurate if you do it on a different time frame. So you want to make sure you come to the 1 minute time frame. And again, here we're on the ES. And then all you're going to do, I like to draw mine out like this. Like you can draw yours out. You can use whatever colors and stuff that you want to. For me personally, I just like to draw, I like to use this dotted line and I'll make them different colors. So let me actually just draw this out and then I'm going to explain to you what these lines are. So again, we're going to be putting this here. This green line matches with this green line here. I put this purple line here. And then we put this line here, right? So again, previous day value area low, we have the previous day point of control, and have the previous day value area high. Now again, the colors and stuff like that don't really matter. The colors and stuff don't really matter, but it's going to be just there by default. I just like to change mine. But and again, I'll just kind of show you guys the settings I have here so you can kind of see what I have there. And then the style, you can just kind of set that however you want to there. So this is how my settings look. So there you go. Now, so what are these lines? So what are these lines that we actually drew really stand for? So basically what this is doing is this top line here, this is called the value area high. And what we did is we just drew out the value area high for the previous day. And this red line here is the value area low. And this purple line here is the point of control. So literally it just means that all the volume from yesterday, we traded 70% inside the top of this range and the bottom of this range, right? And what this purple line represents here is fair value. So this literally just represents the highest amount of volume transacted. And as you guys can see here, we literally came down. We traded at this area. We had a bunch of volume there. We came all the way down here to the value area low, and then we just bounced right back up. So again, I'm just drawing out the previous day's value areas, or the previous days of volume areas to trade on the current day. Also, that's what it is. And again, what I'm generally looking for, to keep it really, really simple, is when we get to the value area highs, I'm looking for shorts, and we get to value area lows, I'm looking for longs. Now, there is some exceptions to that rule, but for this video, we're just going to keep it like very, very super, super simple. So again, when we get to the value area high, that just represents that we're literally getting overbought, and I'm looking for shorts when we get around here and we get to the value area lows. I'm looking for longs, and when we're at point of control, usually I like to use point of control for either take profits or just a little bit more information as to, like, for example, if we came here to here and we're hitting a previous day point of control or something like that, I don't want to be longing into this because we know like there's a lot of volume here, and there's a high chance that if we come here and you long into this, that you're gonna get, you long into this, that you're gonna get like wrecked right there, right? So you want to just be aware. I'm usually not trading off this unless it's going to be overlapped with another level, which we'll talk about here. But again, to just keep it very simple, you draw this out, you draw out the value area high, you draw out the value area low for the previous day, and then you just look at the point of control. And then when we get around the value area low, I'm generally looking for longs, and when we get to the value area high, I'm generally looking for shorts. And then when we're at point of control, I'm usually looking at this possibly usually for a take profit, possibly for an entry. But again, because this is fair value, you tend to get a lot more a lot more kind of like a consolidation at this level. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the current session, and we're going to use the volume profile tool as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go to the New York session. A lot of you guys actually trade other sessions. Me personally, I actually trade London a lot just because of I'm in Asia right now. But let's just actually trade the New York session just to keep it like really, really simple here. So we're just going to go to the New York session here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start at 9:30 from today. And usually I don't like to trade at least bare minimum until we get like 30 minutes or so of the volume profile kind of developed here. But let's just actually just go into 9:30, and let's just kind of like draw that out and see how we develop here. So again, I'm going to go to here, and let's just actually go to replay and select bar. So we just like do it like we did set it out to 9:30. And then I'm just going to go, when I'm doing the current section, I would set it to extend right so I don't have to keep dragging it over. And then let's just see if we see anything developing within the first 30 minutes to an hour here. So again, all right, so, okay, so like, let's look at this here. Let's look at this here. And what do we see here? We see that we touched the value area high. You see here, we touched the value area high of the current session. Uh, which again, this is 30 minutes to an hour, really like an hour, but we reached a higher time frame level, which was the previous day point of control. And again, what did I say? Usually this is a strong level that we look for targets. And if we're under this, I'm looking at this as a level of resistance. So we have the value area high, which we're looking for shorts off of, and then we come up and we touched a higher time frame level for resistance. So For me here, I actually would have got in short here once we tap this level and we close back below this on the 1 minute time frame. So let's just actually put this in here. This is the example of a trade that I would have taken. Here, I'm just showing you guys an example. And my stop would have been just above this swing high. You can go way above here, 7 points, but I really wouldn't do that. Usually I'm not looking for very many points. I'm usually looking for maybe 5 to 10 points on the ES. I mean, me personally, honestly, I trade about 10 micros. I don't like to sit in evals for too long. Like I don't want to be in an eval for a month. You guys can go less than that, 5 to 7, but usually I'm trading 10 micros to start, and then I'll scale up a little bit. I'll go from 10 to 12 to really about 15, and usually after that, I will be past already. But anyway, here, this will be a perfect setup for me. The current session value area high is pretty close to the previous day point of control, which is giving me just like that confirmation that I would be looking for to short off of this here. And let's play this out and see how this works. So let's just like play that out. And as you guys can see here, we hit the take profit there for 3 points. Now you could have went all the way here and targeted the other side of the value area low for the current session, but obviously that's you're going to take on a little bit more risk there, but that would have been a W. So that's really how I would just use this here. Now let's see if we break through this here. Now if we break through this here, I would be looking at it for more strength. But yeah, we broke through that there. But I would have been one and done for the day there, for example. So that's really how I just use it. As you can see here, literally exactly what I told you. Value area high. We're looking for shorts, and that literally overlapped with the higher time frame level. That was in confluence with what we were seeing and what we normally expect as a reaction. So we would got in there, short as I showed you, and that was for 3 points. And that's exactly the kind of trade that I like to take when I'm passing these evals. Now, again, here you can see that literally what happened here. We came down, we touched perfectly the current session value area low, and then what happened? We get a long off that, right? We get a long off that, and then what happened? We broke through this. This is the classic, the normal. This was resistance. Now it flipped into support, and then look what happened there. You got another trade here. You could have got in long off here because again, this was our resistance. And then now our resistance did what? It flipped into support, right? So you literally could have just longed off there. I would, if this would have went basically below this current session point of control, I would have got out of this. So I would have put my stop somewhere like this, 4.7 or 4.75. And then as you can see here, boom, we hit, right? So you can see like this tool gives you like so many setups and things that you can use. You don't have to sit around for like so long waiting for trades, right? Like it's always something setting up. Particularly if you trade the New York session, I would say the New York PM session is actually one of the best as well. Me personally, I can't trade the New York PM session because of the time zone that I live in. And again, this is just the trades that I'm just taking time and time again. It's like very simple, a bunch of setups happening all the time, and very clear. Just using like a very simple tool. Now I do some there is some more advanced stuff, but this is just a basic strategy, and this works more than well enough for most of you guys to like consistently start like passing some evals. And these are just the setups that I just look for over and over, time and time again. And I just want to show you guys some live trade examples. So here, this is literally exactly the same thing. We have the previous week point of control here. It's exactly the same thing here. So we have the previous week point of control, and we have the previous day point of control. Um, and again, don't really mind on any of these other lines. This is just a little bit more like advanced stuff. You don't really need to be doing that. To be honest, we're going to keep it very simple. And again, I just got in off the rejection of the previous week point of control and the previous day point of control. Both of those days were overlapping, and that's usually what I look for. If you see definitely two levels that are exactly at the same level, this is like a super strong confluence that this is a good trade. And again, just the same trade using a volume profile, that rejection off there, and that was a $387 trade. So it's very simple. Just using like one tool. There are some other things that that can go into it as well, but this is just by far the easiest way that I found that you can just trade in like consistently, be like way more consistent and be way more like profitable in my opinion. Again, like this is just not a lagging indicator. You can just use this and get so many setups every day, no matter what session or no matter what you're trading. Anything you're trading is going to have volume. They're going to have, that's literally all the market is. It is just liquidity, buying and selling, and you can literally clearly see where the liquidity sits here. And I just don't see any more of a simple tool that you could possibly use, and this works really well again for any asset. And it's not complicated. It's very easy to understand. So hopefully you guys like that video. Make sure to subscribe and drop a like, and also follow me on Instagram where we'll be doing some different content, doing like actual real trade reviews, and giving away those Apex free evals as well on my Instagram. So make sure you comment on this video, and then follow me on Instagram if you want to enter to win some free evals that I'm going to be giving away on my Instagram. And that's pretty much it. Subscribe for more. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.